How's everybody doing today? Hello! Welcome to Tower of Archimedes. Hope you guys had a good day. You guys are having a good holiday. My gosh, it's been a while, hasn't it? I feel like it has been. I feel like it's definitely been some time since we've played this game. I'm very excited to be joining you all today with a continuation of this game. You know, it's been too long. It's been 84 years. Feels like it, right? Like, to me, it definitely feels like it's been 84 years. But we're going to go ahead and change that today because we are playing Tower of Archimedes. Last we left off, our lovely party climbed through a sewer and reached up into what appears to be some sort of town within the tower itself. They just kind of opened up, walked, and it sees this massive sprawling town of people. And now we're going to we're going to go ahead and continue that adventure. I'm going to go ahead and unmute and say hello to my lovely players because it has been far too long. Hello, everybody.
The style of the new. Oh,
hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How y'all doing today?
Duh.
I am
Not
good.
bad.
How you?
I'm good.
Nope.
Tate, what was that?
That was not Tate.
Wait.
Summer.
Summer, wait, that was you? I thought I heard. Duh. I'm so sorry.
No, that was Tate.
Wait, what?
What? What are you talking? I'm being
I'm
gaslit right now. I didn't say anything.
All right. I'm now staring at chat. I'm gonna be staring at the voice call because now I don't know who's talking now. My entire reality is in shambles right now.
You can't
Hi, I'm
me.
Tate.
Yeah.
My name's Tate.
Hey.
Whoa, you
Hey,
sound
also
just like
Tate.
him.
All right. Let me load everything up. So last time we left off with our lovely little party.
It's us, the lovely little party.
That's you guys. I know.
That's us.
You all climbed through a sewer, met a strange old man. Oh yeah, before that, killed a bunch of people that were trying to, you safely assume, eat you. Ascended up into what appears to be some sewers. Spoke to a crazed old man who spoke of a town that was further on.
Someone may have hugged him.
Someone may have hugged him.
True.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
No.
And you all ascended to have a town be before you.
Mm-hmm.
Say something like ascended to Nirvana, like we all died and now this is...
Well, I mean, you are going up this tower, so it is safe to say there is an ascension.
Is this gonna be
Involved.
Lost where... Wait, spoilers?
Is this gonna be on
Is
the
this
test?
gonna be Lost where we're just dead the whole time?
Maybe.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't
I'm
know.
sorry, Brett. Is this on the test? I didn't study.
I mean, I don't know what's happening in the tower either. It's just I haven't spoken with my ghostwriter about the campaign yet, so not even I know what. I'm kidding, by the way. I'm absolutely.
Hi, it's me, your ghostwriter. You killed the party, and then the
Yes.
campaign's over.
Yeah,
No.
that's according to Summer, my ghostwriter, informed me that today is the last session because I'm supposed to. Hold on one second. I'm supposed to do everything in my power to murder the entire party. So I'm.
No, but we haven't even got to like the romance part
Brett,
yet.
We
Brett, if you
just
give-
leveled
if you
up
give-
too.
Yeah.
If you give me another inspiration, I will murder the entire party for you.
No, I mean.
I have inspiration still that I've yet to use. Whoops.
No, nothing whoops about it. You're supposed to like use it in a sort of way that you feel like. I feel like inspiration is a good like emergency button. You know what I mean? Like I'm going in for this. Yeah, because Blue, you almost used your.
I almost did, yes.
And then found out,
And you
oh, I
didn't
didn't
need
need to. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's good to have these things just in case something were to happen.
I should
So
grabbed a blanket.
Go get a blankie.
yeah, go get a blanket.
I will in a sec when we have a mo.
Hey, we have a mo. Go get a blanket.
Go get a
Okay,
blankie.
I'll go get a blanket.
Okay, go get a blanket. All right, now so.
Coolly talking about a blanket is like how I talk to my cats. Okay, go get a blanket.
Unfortunately, Meryl has a heart attack right there and just completely.
That's all.
Loot them!
She can't even roll
Loot the
against
body.
Loot them. Oh boy.
More food.
More.
I have a wireless headphones. I heard that.
Yeah.
I got wireless headset.
Well, you assume that I would have cared if you did or didn't hear
Toxic.
that.
Toxic DM.
Anything I say to you
Let's
all.
cancel him.
We have to understand anything I say to you all, it is under the assumption that everyone will find out. There are definitely no secrets here. So
No secret.
Okay, so this DM that I have from you saying that, hey Summer, if you give me $200, I'll kill you. I can talk about that then.
if you'd like to, yeah. I mean, I'm really
Okay.
strapped on cash this month, so
Sounds good.
whatever it takes. In fact, I'm open to all bribes, and if it's big enough, we may be able to make that happen within the campaign. So it's
All right, me.
exciting.
I'm excited.
Nice.
I have no shame whatsoever. Give me the money. Sorry, that's also the line that Summer wrote for me. Apparently, no, we will not be killing everyone for the $200.
God damn it, my ghostwriting wasn't good enough this time. I see how it is.
Yeah, in fact, Summer, you're fired. I'm really not liking the direction you're trying to take this campaign into. Let's see
All
here.
right.
They fell.
I see how it is.
They fell into a deep hole and died. I mean, what's this deep hole? You literally just wrote fell into deep
They've
hole.
fallen into shadow.
Yeah.
You literally plagiarized.
Practice now void.
Oh my god.
You know, my New
I'm
Year's
sorry.
resolution is actually to become a deep hole. So if you guys are looking for one,
Oh,
If you're
wow.
I've decided I'm just gonna throw it all out there, man.
snap.
Just really
Snap.
live life.
Snap fingers point out. 2021 deep hole. All right. So you're gonna become the Omega lol face is what you're.
Yeah, sure, man. That's the joke I was making.
I think
Yeah.
you were talking about a different hole, but maybe
Looks
that's
around. Trying to keep it wholesome. All right. So
Well, there's some holes, that's for sure.
Oh no.
No.
Excuse me, this is a
eyebrows.
Christian channel. Do you mind?
Yeah.
My
Wiggle,
bad.
wiggle.
I prayed to Jeebus.
Excuse me, I play the wholesome Nala. Please do not, infest my
Please.
ear holes
Wholesome.
with your disgusting.
Please. All
It's
right.
very
You let me touch
so-
your tail. You let me touch your tail. I don't know how wholesome that is.
was a platonic. That was a platonic gesture.
tail. Yeah,
It was
platonic
an
tail touch.
It
absolute-
wasn't
Absolutely,
for
there was-
Meryl.
There,
All right.
What the
there was
fuck?
nothing sexual about
Wait.
that.
Wait, I have an update. Apparently the word
Mhm.
hole has been banned on Twitch. Thanks guys, we did
Oh.
it. We did it.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Nala is a
I love
some
it here.
character. Can you not?
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's get down to
All right.
business. You guys ready for today's
Can I
session?
just start this with Nala bursts through the door and gasps in an extremely exasperated manner?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I feel like that's how the last
Boom.
session ended, and then you just.
Noah inhales a fly while gasping so fucking hard.
I like it. Music
That's
is,
Nala's gasp. There you go.
is music. Yep. Music's playing.
Meryl
Cool.
instantly grabs Nala's shoulder just because she knows that Nala might try to go running somewhere.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh yeah, that's right. I
And-
almost forgot that. It's been a couple of weeks. I almost forgot that Nala literally walks into danger immediately.
Yes. Nala does not have any barriers. She see a door, she opening it. She
As
don't care what's on the other side.
As a
Oh,
DM,
wait.
I find that amazing.
Nala is
Brett,
inquisitive
since
by
we-
nature.
Yes.
since we leveled up, does that also count as a long rest?
No. In fact,
Oh,
you
okay.
do not quote unquote level up. until your next long rest.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Mhm. So technically, you all are still level 1.
Key.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
Okay.
Well,
Why'd you make
yeah.
and
Wait, what now? What?
why'd you make me level up if I don't actually get danger sense yet?
Because it was either
Danger
that.
sense, Brett.
It was either that or level up in the middle of a session where we go, okay, you all level up. See you guys in 20
Yeah,
minutes.
and then
know.
you would have had to give me that whole spiel that you gave me before this D&D
mhm.
session, Blue. That would have
Yeah.
been a mess.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure chat would have been entertained regardless, but yes, let us.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Please entertain. Okay. So, Nala kicks the door down. It echoes
Oh,
through
she
her-
doesn't kick it. Right?
She
wouldn't
pushes
kick
it. She pushes
yes,
it.
she pushes
She
it with all of her might.
She shoves it, and she sees that there are a town of people walking around at this point. Various plants, trees, and the like. Rushing water off to the north. Houses scattered across your view. It is a sight of life to behold as you just kind of like walk out and go, wow. And everyone at this point is just kind of, yeah, they're just doing their thing. They're walking around. It literally looks like a city street at this point in
Does
time.
anyone look at Nala and Meryl like they're out of place, or does it seem like mostly? Do they seem like mostly like?
They're pretty preoccupied at this point. This woman, however, will jolt over and see what's the expression on Nala's face right now, would you say?
Nala's like looking in total wonder. Her eyes are shocked. She's got like her hands clapped out, both of her hands clapped over her mouth, like she can't believe what she's seeing. She's like a super animated cartoon at this point.
What is everybody else doing?
Cautiously approaching from the rear.
Okay.
Shifty-eyed, scoping out the scenery.
Standing behind literally everyone so I can't be seen for as long as possible so I can run in case they do something stupid.
I like it. This is a good plan. Anael.
Yes.
What-
So Anael, when Nala, like pushes the door open, Anael, like again, Quiet is kind of like slowly walking forward, but I want to see is there, if I were to just taste the air, breathe it in, and before we were in sewers, and before that we were in this weird eternal desert. Is this place other than the obvious? Is it markedly different in other ways? Is there an underlying stench of death or something like that?
Scent-wise, I would say scent-wise, the air itself appears to be open. It still feels like you're kind of get the feeling of inside, but inside a very tall building, so it's understandable. There isn't a wind flow or anything like that. As you observe
is the ceiling visible?
Yeah, so actually, as you observe and look around, you look up to see where's I'm inside. There should be a ceiling, and what catches your eye is a giant orb, a giant blue orb of light, seems to be hanging over the area.
So that's kind of what's lighting up the place.
Mm-hmm. And you could kind of peek. You can if you strain your eyes a little bit, you can see the ceiling, but it's almost out of your view.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, at this point you just really take in the size of this tower, if that it could even support life in a small town that's walking around.
It's not the size of the tower that matters. It's how you use it.
Thanks you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you. But
Nala
So-
turns to look at this lady here and
Yes?
walks a step towards her as she approaches.
Meryl holds her shoulder.
Nala's kind of
Just-
pulling it against it. She's doesn't seem to pay attention that people are preventing her from or trying to prevent her from doing things.
she states.
And Meryl kind of just is exasperated and follows suit.
She
Where-
states, "What are you doing here?"
Where am I? Where are we?
What kind of question is that? What are you wearing?
More like, what aren't you wearing?
you
Is
say
there something wrong with what I'm wearing?
Absolutely, there's something wrong with that. It's very out of the ordinary. Where is your clothes? The clothes that you're supposed to be wearing?
Yeah.
She
Scratches her head, her ears are like wilting, and she's like looking really confused.
At this point, for those that look around, you will notice that everyone seems to be wearing like a shade of brown as they are walking around the streets. And then you observe that everyone here is probably the most colorful of all the people that have been moving around these streets at this point.
Where are you from? Are you from here? Did you shipwreck too?
She's looking around like I don't understand. What do you mean? Yes, I'm from here. Are you from one of the other cities?
Meryl kind of steps in and she looks at her and she goes, "I'm sorry. My friend here seems to have experienced a little bit of memory loss. We're just trying to get her to see someone who can help her. She looks around a little bit and then just kind of like motions you over to the side as you mentioned memory loss. Like the two of you.
Nala leans in.
She has got memory loss. That's not good at all. Are you still able to work the fields?
Absolutely. I've been, making sure that she's okay. It's only she just got hit on the head today. She'll be fine. We just need to get her some rest and then we could keep working. No need to worry about us.
She holds out her hands like, "Oh, I understand completely. Probably wouldn't want the elders to know. Or she'll be the next one chosen for Ascension. And she still looks so young. It would be such a tragedy."
Agreed. I'm gonna keep an eye on her for now. No worries.
Okay, well...
Thank you for looking out.
Yeah, I just bumped my head. It's fine. I'll go get my regular clothes. I was just trying this on. Thank you.
Well, it's and she looks at what is describe Meryl's outfit.
Meryl is actually wearing like mostly earth tones. She dressed kind of modestly. She's mostly covered up, but it's tight so that she has good movement. But it's nothing out of the ordinary. I think it's very just earth toned.
I would say the elderly woman, you like greens and stuff along with the browns. I think the elderly woman would also look at you and even mention, "Well, it seems you're," and she peeks past Nala to see at this point Quiet and Anael. Definitely doesn't see Arya at this point since Arya is like crouched hiding in the hall still.
I'm ready to run.
Yes, but you all seem to be wearing such outlandish clothing. Was something wrong with the clothes that you were assigned? Do you need more?
When my friend hit her head, she tripped and fell, and her clothes got kind of ripped and messy, so I just tried to make something really quickly for my friends here. Is there a place we could go get some new clothes?
Yes, no, of course. I'll bring you home. I've got plenty of outfits for you.
Is anyone around here, do they look armed? You were talking about everyone's wearing like brown clothes. Does anyone look armed?
It doesn't appear so. You do look off to the distance, though, and you see what appears to be an extremely large, like, morphed rock. Like a rock man is the best way that I would be able to describe it. Almost like a weird, distorted stone golem. But it seems to be molded in some way, and it also does not appear to be moving. But as you observe through the town folk, no one actually seems to be armed. There doesn't really appear to be any, like, town guard that you're used to or anything like that.
And when I hear this talk about clothes, like I look down and I'm like, what's wrong with my clothes?
Yeah.
Can Meryl do an insight check to see if, because this woman said she wants to take us to her house.
Yes.
Does Meryl feel like she can trust this woman?
You can make an insight check.
Okay.
Oh, very nice. So the 22 insight, I can let you know precisely. She has an aura of concern about everyone right now, about what has happened, especially about Nala losing her. You notice the mention of memory loss, and immediately it's almost like a mother that would spring to action at this point in time, realizing there might be consequences for that.
Right.
And so she definitely gives an aura of like helpfulness.
Okay. So I kind of look at the group like, you know, kind of trying to nudge, like maybe we should go with her and maybe we should change our clothes, kind of thing. And I say, yes, if you can help us get some new clothes, that would be wonderful.
Well, I'd have to figure out all your sizes, but I'm pretty sure I can work something with the sewing machine. You've already done your shit for today then, yes?
Yeah, all of us.
All right, well, I was just heading home myself. All right, yes, please, follow me. It might be a little cramped for everyone, but I think we can find a spot for you all to relax.
Thank you.
Of course, this way. And she will begin to walk deeper into the town.
Nala keeps her head down and she tries to like shy away if anyone looks at her. Suddenly aware that there's something alarming about what they look like compared to everyone else.
I take my bedroll out of my pack and I'll drape it around Nala's shoulders.
Okay. Quiet and Arya, what are you two doing?
Quiet would have just like motioned to Arya to follow them, I guess.
I go. I'm staying far in the back though.
You notice this man kind of looks over and the old woman just like waves her hand like, oh, don't worry about it, everything's fine, and you know, and they'll just kind of like continue to walk around. And
is everybody human?
It appears to be human or some form of half elf, yes.
Okay.
I thought you were from one of the other districts from the way that you were dressed. And also because of your... And she looks over at Nala's ears. And then also back at now getting a good look at Quiet. He will actually turn around. Wait. Quiet, this old woman approaches you.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of gives you a look over.
I like kind of like step forward. What other districts? Sorry, we all bumped our heads. Looks toward Meryl as the like, this is
Meryl
excuse, right?
face palms so hard.
She, okay.
We'll talk about that later. Where do you live? Which home is yours?
Oh, yes, right this way. Young man, are you okay? Looking over at Quiet.
Quiet will just nod and like kind of pull his hood a little bit down over his face.
Very hairy.
Very hairy. He just grows a lot of facial hair.
And what are you... And what... At that point, she hears the bell ring.
Oh.
And she's like looking around like, what was that? Hasn't seen Arya at all because hiding behind this formidable Quiet. It will hear the laugh. She'll back up a little bit at this point. Did somebody hear that?
And then Meryl coughs. Sorry. Just something stuck in my throat.
Oh.
You were saying let's go to your home?
Yes, of course. Sorry, okay.
Like a shadow, she moves in the night.
You will notice that she will walk by what appears to be, like I said, this strange, like stone figure, like this. It almost appears. It clearly has like a face where the eyes are at, but it remains motionless.
Brett, have I seen anything similar to this before in my life? I'm just wondering if it's like I'm sort of like half air elemental or whatever, if that exists in this plane. This feels like it's kind of like an earth affiliated thing. I don't know if there would be any way for me to tell if this is something I'd be familiar with.
You could go ahead and make you can make an Arcana check or a religion check if you'd like to try and figure out what this thing is.
Cool, I'm bad at both of those. Well, let's just see. We'll let the dice decide. The dice decide I get a 17.
17's pretty good. It's fair to say you may or may not be good at someone, but you know you do have an intelligence of 8, so recalling these things may be difficult for you. With the 17, you've heard and seen things of wizards creating automatons and golems to protect themselves.
Okay.
And this seems like one of them. However, it appears to be of a unique design that you haven't really seen before when it comes to wizards. At the same time, it doesn't appear to be, because of your background as an air genasi, it doesn't appear to be like an elemental. It still seems to be something shifted as if it was constructed.
Right. So if I were to look at it, I'm not thinking like this is a thinking creature with, you know, decision-making capability. I'm thinking this is like more of a magical machine.
It appears to be constructed. As far as its
Okay.
level of intelligence, you are uncertain with the
Could
with the
be
check
more
that you
than
rolled.
mine. Who knows?
This is absolutely true. But
Okay,
it does,
cool.
yeah, it doesn't appear to be natural, is what I can give you. It definitely is constructed of some sort. So,
Yeah, as we're passing it, I'm just kind of like peering at it as we like go around it. But I
Well,
don't say anything. I'm just
yeah.
having a thunk.
I think the old woman at this point will take note of that. It says, yeah, they're a little unsettling. Don't worry though. This way. And she'll continue walking. All right, let me go ahead and wapa. I'm going to take you over here. What the heck? Sorry about that. So you all begin to enter what appears to be some sort of district of some kind. The streets themselves appear to be extremely crowded as you all continue to
COVID!
walk
Keep
through.
6 feet of distance.
Fortunately, that doesn't exist in this world, so.
Meryl puts on her face mask.
I get a 6-foot pole and just swirl it around me. Actually, my greatsword is a 6-foot pole.
Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't swing that around.
That'd be pretty cool if you did, though.
People away.
But yeah, you continue to walk by what appears to be, like I said, some very narrow streets. A lot of houses seem to crowd together, and she'll just at this point be like, "All right, but this way, just right around the corner. Not much room. Not much farther." She continues to walk around. She will sigh as she sees this.
Wait.
over
Oh,
here.
am I stretched?
Yeah, roll 20 is a little buggy with movement right now. I'm not certain what's going on with it, but unfortunately, you'll sometimes stretch your token. Just resize it back.
Why is
boy?
he so happy?
Also, if you could do me a favor and try avoiding it, just because you might accidentally go through some lighting areas and like see stuff you're not
so-
supposed to. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Maybe.
So, she'll walk over here at this point, and you'll see she kind of sighs at this thing over here and goes, I forgot it stopped moving right there. Oh, boy. All right. No worries. Just kind of walk around a little bit. Don't bother it too much.
It stopped.
Why did
moving?
it stop moving again? I forgot.
She turns over to you and says, oh, you've hit your head harder than I thought. Let's go inside. We'll talk a little more, see if we can't
Okay.
jog your memory.
Yes. Oh, that would be good. Thank you.
Anael, who actually regularly forgets things like this, is just like,
She'll begin to work with the door and begins to move around. And yeah, she'll unlock the door at that point in time. And walk in.
I forget that I'm only gonna roll nat ones today.
forget. You gotta remember.
This is true.
We went in right here?
Wait, I'm a halfling. I have
Yep.
lucky.
Yeah, you'll see that she walks in there so you guys can walk through as well.
Nala lets out a sigh of relief as they're inside and the door closes behind them.
Yeah. Make yourself comfortable.
Your home is very nice.
It's little bit small for a lot of people. I understand that, but you're more than welcome to stay comfortable here while we try and get your memory jogged. Let me go ahead and
It's
get some
okay.
clothes.
I'm just small.
Yes,
Alice
of course.
Arya on the
Arya
couch.
looks like a Nala and is like, what?
True.
At this time, she will go over to some cupboards and then look down over to Arya, which is the first time that she's seen, and goes, "Oh, where did you come from?" She tilts her head and goes, "Oh, were you the sound that I heard before? I thought I was losing my mind." Oh. She'll look over at Meryl. "What's wrong with her? Does she speak?"
As far as I know, she does not. Actually.
She tilts her head again. "Strange. I'm sure someone would have noticed by now. How old is she?"
Meryl looks at Quiet.
Quiet looks at Arya and just shrugs.
At least 7. I just throw out there.
Still hasn't learned to speak. You kept that secret very well. And she'll go back into the cupboards.
Oh no,
Well,
she thinks I'm a child.
Actually, she can speak but chooses not to.
Oh, well, that doesn't seem very obedient. You'll have to make sure to teach her otherwise. Goes back to the cupboard.
We taught children should be seen and not heard a little too literally, you know?
Yeah,
Swallows.
or that's fair.
I look at this woman and I ask her, so, what's your name? I appreciate you helping us today.
Oh, no worries. You can call me Charlotte. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. And your
Nice
names?
to meet you. I'm Meryl.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Meryl.
She's like a child.
She looks over.
So,
Do you remember your name, dearie?
yes, I'm Nala.
Oh, well, we got that working for you. That's good. And the hairy man, what is his name?
That's quiet.
You say quiet, and she's like, I'm sorry if I was being too loud. Gives a wink.
That's his name.
Oh, my apologies. That seemed like a silly joke. And you, what is your name? Looking at Anael.
Oh, it's on IL.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. And the child, what is her name?
Grogu.
Grogu. Okay, pleasure to meet you.
Her name is Groot.
Oh, Groot. Pleasure to meet you, Groot. Grogu Groot.
Don't take everything I say seriously.
Interesting. All right. Oh, probably should have said that out of character. Oh, all right. Well. All right.
I thought your name was Arya.
Arya starts whacking her head against the wall.
So we'll rewind back just in case.
Yes,
in case.
Oh,
and your child, what is her name?
Her name is Arya.
Oh, Arya. Pleasure to meet you. She will look at the small child. Oh, okay. I suppose when she's speaking with the priests or any authority, you should probably teach her to speak so that she can be respectful.
That's why we kind of just keep her out of sight a little bit.
And what did you say? She was 7 years old, and she's expected to work the fields next year.
Something like that. I wasn't
Yes.
present at her birth.
Oh, that's understandable. You're probably too busy.
So, what can you tell us about this place for my friends who don't remember anything?
Oh, well, yes, of course. You are in the quarter of Tarian. You are expected to work the fields from mid morning to late afternoon.
Yes, it's all coming back to me now.
Of course. It's very important that you're back before dark.
Of course. Right. And why was that again?
Well, Okay. The Guardians, the ones out there that you saw, the scary rock
Yes,
things.
the sleeping ones.
Yes, they animate during the evening light.
Oh, of course. How could I even forget?
Yes, and they well, quite hostile to anyone that is roaming the streets at that point.
Right. Rightly so.
So it's very important you're back in when the blue sun turns red.
Uh-huh.
You'll
yes.
receive caution because it will turn a hue of orange and yellow, or it turns a red. At that point, you'll have to be inside.
Right. What
Okay.
happens if I'm not inside? I couldn't remember.
Well,
You said something about. Oh, sorry. We can. I'll sorry. Do Djarii's question first.
yeah. Well, I mean, the Guardians will attack you on sight and continue to attack until you're moving no more.
Right.
It's important to maintain order, dear.
Uh-huh.
I haven't traveled much. You talked about other quarters. What other quarters are there?
Oh, I'm not certain. We are kept to our quarters. We've heard that there are other quarters out there beyond the forest, but she shrugs. Those are matters that I don't need to know. I'm assuming they also generate. I'm assuming they also work some sort of fields to generate some food sources for the founders.
For the founders.
She chuckles a little bit. Oh, don't tell me you hit your head too.
We bumped our heads together accidentally.
Oh.
I know what the founders are, but you were just talking about how we need to teach our children better. I'm a horrible adult parental figure.
No.
You should teach the child about the founders.
No, I'm certain you do your best. There's no real guide to raising children.
No,
Don't.
true. They are really, really bad at it. You should do it.
Oh.
And then Nala just pushes Arya forward.
You can tell her about the founders.
Arya, you get shoved forward at this point in front of this
Arya feels the most dejected she's ever felt in her life, and she hates every moment of this, but she can't break her stupid smile or talk. So she's dealing with it.
So Charlotte will go ahead and kneel right in front of you, Arya.
Oh God, making me feel even worse about it. Yeah, kneel down to the short person. Okay.
She smiles. Says, all right. Well, dear, the founders is, well, it brings order to us. We work the fields to process the wheat that we offer to the founders, and in their infinite wisdom, they take the wheat and break it down into its purest food form, using their magics that were gifted from all around. They return and bring us this. And she'll go to the bottom of the cupboard and she'll pull out what appears to be like a purplish blue loaf of bread that's been half eaten at this point. Oh, this bread is the sustenance that we require to live. It's from what I understand a very concentrated form of bread. And this right here will keep you full for an entire week. And a founder will return from above every week to give us the food that is processed. But it's very important that we are diligent with our work, that we produce enough wheat that the founders can not only feed us, but themselves and the other districts as well. Do you understand?
Arya
When's the next
shakes her head.
When is the next time the founders are due to arrive with this bread?
Oh, actually, that's going to be happening this afternoon. Followed by that will be the Ascension.
Oh, do we already know who's ascending?
Oh, not yet, I'm afraid. Probably Dolores, I'd imagine. She's kind of getting up there in years. I don't think any of I don't think any invalid children are being ascended, which is good, which means we've had a good stock of birth.
They ascend children too. That's nice.
Nala looks absolutely horrified at this point.
Well, I mean, if something were to be wrong, sometimes it is, if someone is unable to work the fields, yes, on occasion it is a bit of a tragedy, but unfortunately they sometimes a youth will be ascended. It's never good for the spirit. That's why we do the best we can. We ensure the proper parents are who are able to give a rightful birth are able to do so to prevent such tragedies and misfortune.
Oh my god, they're all inbreds.
When I look around, do I see any writing anywhere? I'm trying to get a gauge if these people have like a written language or anything.
You'll actually notice a few books behind.
Do they look in common or are they in other languages?
They're in common.
Okay. Good.
Yes, yes, good.
I am a scholar indeed.
You're 7.
So.
Where does this founder? Is there a town square or something where they?
I more than
I got turned around when you led us to your house. You know.
I understand. You bumped your head along with her. Points over to Nala. I'm more than willing to. I was actually going to go there in a few hours. I just wanted to relax a little bit, but it is great to see a founder. I often say a prayer and give a speech for motivation, and then I was going to go over to the Ascension.
Well, how did the founders come to be?
They were the first of the tower, I believe.
And how did you get to the tower?
Oh, well, I was, I come from a lesser background. Blood has been diluted. I have no magic within me. The founders themselves are. You say you were born here, and she kind of tilts her head and says, "Well, we were all born here." What kind of question is that?
Meryl looks at Nala with wide eyes. I think Meryl has just realized that nobody has magic here. I think that's what she just understood. About the clothes.
Oh, yes.
We could really use a change of clothes.
Yes, of course. I'm just getting some right now. I just want to make sure I answered the question for your daughter.
Thank you. She's very impressionable, so feel free to tell her everything you know about this area.
Of course. Where is your house?
That way. I just point in a random direction.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yes,
I just wanted to. Your memory seems to be coming back. That's good.
I just had a feeling.
Oh, okay.
Like a compass points north.
Yes. I just wanted to make sure you weren't too far off, so when the evening star raises, you weren't out in the streets at night.
Oh, I think we'll be just fine.
Of course.
I shift my hand on my great sword.
Of course. And if you needed to stay, because of all the misfortune that happened to you, I have plenty of room here. I don't mind giving you lodging for the evening.
Oh, are you
My
sure?
house. I could. Yeah. I mean, if you don't mind, I guess.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I think Nala does have a very bad headache, so maybe we should just stay.
It's so painful.
I'd feel more comfortable if you weren't roaming the streets during the evening star, of course.
Wait, so is it going to be night before the founder comes, or
no? Well, I think we have a few hours, probably about 4 or 5 before the evening star. You'll notice that the blue will soon shift over to yellow to signify that we are entering the mid-afternoon. Everyone will be taking a break at that point from the fields.
Out of character, is I don't really remember what time of day, but she mentioned that the founders was coming this afternoon.
Correct.
And it's before the evening.
It's mid-afternoon. She said that the founder will probably be here within the next hour or so, and then there'll be an ascension, and then everyone will return back to their homes.
So there's definitely not time for a long rest before they're going to try and kill somebody. I mean, ascend somebody.
Long rest will be 8 hours, so no.
Yeah, that was my main question.
Yes, and a long rest takes about 8 hours. Everything seems to be happening within those 8 hours.
So Anael in character like looks around at everyone and it's just like were we wanting to go witness the Ascension or remain here and not interfere?
We are going to witness the Ascension.
She also raises her eyebrow. She says, "Well, you need to go to the founder anyways to get your bread, of course."
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yes,
right.
of course. You forgot that again, Anael. You're
Oh,
doing
it's-
great, but
It's
Well,
very.
at least I always remember how to work the fields.
It's very.
that's true.
It's very important that you listen to the founder's sermon, so that way you are able to be fed.
You don't get
Right.
to listen to the sermon, of course. That's great. I'm just like mumbling under my breath, just like, oh.
That's right, she says over to Arya.
Arya's just like in the background. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill some of these people that keep talking down to me like I'm a little fucking kid."
She kneels down to Arya again. Can you say bread? Bread.
Try and like.
Quiet will
When
step forward. And...
She
I
opens
wonder
her
if there's,
mouth and just nothing comes out.
No, I wondered if I could try like ventriloquism. Like, I want to see if I can try and make a noise that it sounds like Arya's talking.
Oh my god.
I want this to fail so hard.
You're making a ventriloquist.
Yes.
Can I do that with like thieves' cant or something? Like throw my voice? I don't know, man.
I'm sure that there's a that's possible, right? With a cantrip or something or something or other.
I'm not trying it. I just want to know if it's possible.
Hold on one second. Let me.
Maybe Nala could do it with a performance check.
She's a bard, yeah.
Yeah.
1 second. Give me
I
one
can't
moment.
stop eating Christmas chocolate. Don't mind me. Just muting myself so I could scarf down some chocolate.
Respectable.
How skilled would you say any of you are in ventriloquism?
I mean, not
I can
terribly.
do it in real life. I
Performance.
can do it in real life.
That's good.
Nala's
I mean-
pretty good.
I'm really good with like wind noises and breezes and storms and stuff and like, but I don't know if like I could I
go
don't know
ahead and make
particularly-
I would say go ahead and make a deception at a disadvantage
Okay.
for those that are attempting to for ventriloquist.
Wow.
All right.
I got a 17.
So you kind of like
What the
cover
heck?
over your hand and you just kind of. What do you say?
She said bread, right? Was that what she said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just say it, but I try and like sound like I'm a tiny little small child. thing.
Take it away. Yeah.
Take it away.
Bread.
Oh, she
Alright.
opens up her mouth in
And then like not
shock?
throwing my voice, I like make a fucking chuckle like I'm hilarious.
yeah.
Arya just looks at you like,
She
You're
stands.
gonna kill me later.
She stands up and she kind of like claps a little bit and looks at Meryl.
Oh, that was very good, Arya. Wonderful.
I'm just laughing behind my hand like
Perhaps we should get our change of clothes on and get ready for the.
Oh, I'm
for the
sorry,
founders.
my dear. We keep getting distracted through conversation.
No,
time.
no, I understand. Arya is a sight to see, isn't she?
Oh, I mean, you.
And I kind of look at Arya like with apologetic eyes.
do I have to change my clothes?
Yes.
Yes. You don't want the elders to or the founders to think you weren't part of order.
I look at Meryl like, I don't.
And I look at Anael and I say, "You do not." And I kind of make a face like, you can deal with this for a day.
Hate order.
It is a bit clumsy, but I feel like this will be the best for everyone. Yes, okay, all right, well. And she will hand everyone a robe, a brown robe. And Arya,
fashionable.
Arya, you will receive a set
A
of
burlap sack.
brown, of what appear to be brown clothes fit for a child.
Adorable.
Kills them.
I feel like I can feel the like heat fumes of the I want to murder someone coming off of Arya, and there's like
I'm not sure if anybody else could tell, but Quiet can probably tell that she is like fuming mad right now.
Quiet is like kind of like uncomfortably like kind of taking very small steps away from Arya because he knows he's like, oh.
That's true. I guess I don't really know you that well yet, but I do know murder vibes really well.
Just to make the situation even more awkward and weird, Nala just starts to strip off.
It's a robe. You just put it over your clothes. It's a robe.
Meryl.
Oh dear. If you need some, I could go in my room if you need to change. Shields her
Meryl.
eyes.
She's not accustomed to not changing in front of people and that being weird. She's looks a bit around like confused.
Meryl's kind of like grabbing Nala's clothes as she's taking them off, trying to put them back on Nala. And she's like, no, Nala, you just put the cloak over what you're currently wearing. So you don't have to take this off, okay?
Okay.
Is she
okay?
Is she okay? She must have hit her head pretty hard.
Traumatic brain injury. Yeah, we're gonna see a doctor or something.
No, it's not that serious. It
Maybe
isn't,
we'll just
because
let
if
her
it was more
ascend.
serious, then no.
She's
fine.
She's absolutely right. So you don't want to mention that your friend has a head injury of some sort. If doubt is cast that she is unable to work the
Meryl
fields.
is rubbing the temples on her forehead like, I don't know what to do with this group at all.
I'm sorry, order is so not my thing.
It would be best if you don't bring this up to anyone else.
I'm about to get ascended.
Oh no.
Nala just turns to Meryl and she does like the puppy dog eyes, like she looks so sad and confused.
Meryl kind of taps your shoulders and she goes, "It's okay. We just need to go see the founders and everything will be fine. All right? Nothing's gonna happen, I promise."
Yes, of course. And she kind of like, at that point, you can tell that Charlotte is looking visibly nervous at this point. She's like kind of like tapping her hand a little bit on her hand right now. She's around.
Charlotte,
yes, everything will be fine.
Can we trust that you'll keep this between us?
Of course, dearie.
My friends hitting their heads?
Absolutely. It's best if we keep this to ourselves, dearie.
I was gonna insight that really quick.
Your secret is safe at that point.
Never mind.
No, that
Arya,
should definitely
you
be
are blinded by
checked, yeah.
You're blinded by the rage. So Meryl, your insight check will let you know that you can tell that she has a nervousness about her, about everything that's happening. But again, the helpful aura is given. And when she says, I will keep this a secret, you can come to the conclusion she's more nervous about the fate of Nala than nervous about, having Nala in her house or something like that,
Okay. I lean towards Charlotte and I say, "Don't worry. I'm not going to let anything happen to Nala. Thank you so much for being so kind to us today."
Of course. And if you need a space while she recovers her head, the living space is more than welcome for you.
Thank you. I think we'll take you up on that offer.
It would be nice to
Right,
have
guys?
people here again.
Charlotte, would you mind if we had a family meeting for just a moment, privately?
Oh, of course. I'll be in my room if you need anything. She'll just walk into her room at this point.
I look at Anael and I go, who does she think is the mother of this group?
Quiet
Arya
raises his
takes
hand.
out-
It could
Arya
be,
takes out her spellbook
like
and
a
starts
village situation.
headbanging into her spellbook.
Are we?
Um,
What's the plan exactly? We know that they just ascend old
killed
people or give them to the sewers. Like, are we just going to walk through, ask these elders or founders or whatever for ways to get out of this place? Or
no, I don't think we can talk to the founders about us. I think if they know who we are, we will be ascended.
I'd like
I
to see
think
them
that-
try.
I know, Anael, I know.
Should we-
But I think right now the most important thing is to lay low until we figure out what we need to do.
Maybe
I'm
we
so
can
bad at that.
integrate into and I don't know, infiltrate.
Do you
Maybe
expect me to go work in fields or something? Because I won't.
No, Anael, just for tonight, we'll get some sleep and then we'll figure out how to get to the other districts.
if your life upon it, you might.
No, I would rather die in battle.
Nala rolls her eyes. Very,
So
very
does Meryl.
obviously.
Arya
So
starts
does Meryl.
scribbling down on a piece
Well-
of paper.
If our lives depend on it, would you?
I look at Meryl, or I look at my name is Meryl, and I keep calling everybody else Meryl. I look at Arya. Hello, my name is Meryl.
Hi, Meryl. I'm Meryl, and you're Meryl.
No, I'm
Meryl.
I'm Tate.
I'm Tate.
I'm Tate.
Great. What a
I'm
coincidence.
Tate.
What is Arya scribbling down? That's what Meryl
She
wants to know.
holds up a piece of paper and says, one more person leans down to my height, somebody's getting a bell shoved down their throat.
I would love
As
to do
Meryl
that.
is leaning down to read the piece of paper, she shoots back up to stand and realizes that she's doing exactly what Arya
Quiet
didn't want her
chuckles.
to do. Sorry, Arya.
Quiet hoists Arya up by the neck, the collar, and throws Arya onto his shoulder. She can be tall today.
I didn't know what direction that was going in. But
I
that's-
slam her into the fucking wall.
Hit him, I kill her!
I mean, we better do it before she can cast fireballs. All I'm saying.
True, we're dead.
So
So,
yeah, Anael has this pained look on their face of like, oh, if I must, I will try and be ordered. But everything in me chafes at this containment. I'll do my best.
cool. And sorry, excuse me. Meryl just says the plan is to lay low and get some sleep and then maybe look for other districts, right? And
So we're
she
just
looks
going
at
to
Quiet.
allow some innocent person to be ascended.
Yes.
Fine.
No.
Anael, I think we have to. Otherwise, we're going to have to fight a bunch of founders. We don't know what they're capable of.
But you
I don't know.
happened to
I
the
don't-
man? We can't let that happen to somebody else.
Well, maybe if we figure out how to keep everybody safe, then we can save the Ascended afterwards.
And we have
Right?
to stop the fun.
Meryl looks at Quiet because she is exhausted from making so many decisions. Quiet, what do you think?
Quiet's just like looking around like, this is all very overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust anything about this.
I trust the woman who is keeping us safe right now and who is risking her life to make sure that we don't get ascended.
Who could
We don't
turn
want her
us
to be
in
punished for
extra
our
food?
actions. She could, or we could offer her a ration.
if getting rid of the old and disabled is how the society performs its tasks, then I guess it's not our right to interfere.
Thank you. I think that is smart for now.
I'll roll a
Dripping with sarcasm.
Deception.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
Nala
thought.
is like glaring daggers at Meryl right now.
I make a 17 on deception.
Straight face.
Is that all you can roll? 17 every time?
Evidently.
Meryl does not
Evidently.
feel good about this. I want to make that clear that Meryl doesn't feel good about this, but her whole thought process is keeping the core group safe right now.
Hmm.
Well, you know how Nala feels about NPCs.
Anael is
Yeah.
like
She
chaos
loves
first
them.
and responsibility later, so this is very difficult for me.
And Meryl just goes, listen, once we get there, I can't control your guys' actions. I just want to keep everyone safe. So
Well,
I
then
guess we'll just see what happens, huh?
you can go hide then. But I won't let Dolores ascend.
Who? Dolores? Oh, that's the one that she thought was okay. I missed that part of the
Yeah.
conversation. I was thinking Westworld for a second there. I was like, wait, what are we talking about?
Nala like turns around and furrows her brows. She can't really look at anyone at the moment. She's like an angry little child, and she looks like really just distressed, I guess.
I would like to attempt to go over to Meryl and like whisper and be like, do you want
That's
Wait, she whispers.
no
What
one
did you
heard
say?
that. No
What
one
did they
heard that. Just-
Oh,
What
I
did you
like
say?
I said, do you want me to knock her out? Because Nala was saying that she could absolutely not interfere in whatever situation that you don't want interfered with. And I'm just like, a violence?
Can I say over the table, I am so stressed out making so many decisions. I have never been the decision maker in a D&D campaign, and I feel like that's what Meryl has become in this one. And it's scary.
to D&D!
A moral center to the party. And I'm just like,
I-
chaos.
No, this is not what I wanted to play. Okay, this is fine. Give me a moment.
If you aren't getting stressed in a D&D game about social situations and what you need to do in them, we're doing the D&D game wrong.
Arya
True.
summons
Okay, so
a
Meryl-
mage hand and shrugs with it.
Meryl looks at Nala and she says, Nala, I know that you care about people, but think about what could happen if chaos ensues. Think of how many more people could get hurt. What if the Ascension, all it does is just kick that person out of the group, right? And then after we figure out how to fix this, we can save that person too.
You're making that up.
And then it's just, no, I'm not, because we saw the old man. We saw the old man. He was
Yeah,
ascended, correct?
No, he was not ascended. He chose not to ascend, and they sent him to the sewers.
Oh,
Yep.
Meryl takes a big gulp, from her water skin, and I don't know what to do. I think that the best thing we can do is to not create chaos, because more people could get hurt.
Oh, but that sounds so.
Meryl nudges Anael really hard with her elbow.
How?
Also, I'm sorry. There's somebody that is sitting out front of my house and they won't leave. So I'm
Okay.
gonna be right back.
Yeah, feel
Go
free.
kick him. Kick him in the shin.
I'm busy right now. I gotta keep order.
Yeah, so I feel like I look at the rest of the group because Meryl seems pretty like on board with the like let's just lay low and not do anything, and Nala seems very on board with the we can't allow something like this to happen. Do Quiet and Arya have any kind of like, if we're actually doing a group vote, as it were, like do you have any like I don't know
What exactly
opinion?
are our options here? Like what?
So we're going to the founders to get bread and whatever. Like everyone has to hear the, I don't know, religious ceremony or whatever. And evidently we're going to that. I don't know if Charlotte would allow us not to, but the two main choices are like they're going to ascend somebody. And are we just going to allow that to happen? We don't know exactly what it is, but it sounded like a bad thing from what the creepy dude in the sewers told us.
While this conversation, while they're discussing, Nala sneaks in, goes into the bedroom to speak to.
Oh, I'm just like out of character summarizing what we know. So like the question is like, are we going to lay low and just let them do whatever this ascension thing is, and then try and figure out a way out of here after we've had a long rest, or are we going to like? No, you can't just do that to someone and upend this entire society, basically. Like, do you guys have in-character opinions on it, like, while we're having this conversation?
Yeah. Or... Quiet would definitely want to lay low and just scope everything out. Like, see what exactly the Ascension is, how the people are treated, all that stuff. He would want to see how the city is run before actually making any moves.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Nala's gonna ask about the ascension to the.
You just so you open the door, you walk in, and she's like sitting on the bed, just kind of looking down. She goes, "Oh, yeah, yes, dear."
I just wanted to ask some questions about the ascension.
Oh, of course, dear. It's not
what
as scary
happened?
as people make it. Oh, well. You're put into a deep, peaceful sleep, and then a light takes you to the great beyond. It's actually very, well. It's very peaceful, very restful. No harm comes to you. It could be jarring. I understand the concept, but I assure you, it's nothing. It's nothing to be afraid of. We'll all be ascended one day.
Nala chews on her lip a second, and she's pondering something, and she takes the old lady's hands, and she says,
"Can I trust you with something?"
Sure, dear. Whatever you need, I'm more than happy to help.
This might be a lot. There's more than just the tower.
She looks around.
How do I describe this? There's more districts. Hundreds of districts. Thousands of districts. Cities and homes and people. Not just the tower, but outside of the tower. And
she interrupts you. Oh, dear, yeah, there might have been once a long time ago. Yes, sure. I've heard the stories too. But that world is over. That world has ended for quite some time. All that's left is the tower, my dear.
Nala shakes her head.
It's not. Because I didn't come from the tower. And we didn't come from the tower.
Oh my god, are we telling truths here? I just got back.
We're not.
Nala snuck into the room with the old woman, and she's telling truths, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Okay, well, if that's what you believe, you're more than welcome to, but I wouldn't, maybe not, I'd keep that to yourself, dear. You know, I wouldn't want anyone to...
I won't cause you any trouble. I won't.
I'm not worried about me, dear. I'm worried about you. Such talk like this, it is that of the invalid mind, I'm afraid. You need to...
It's not.
She smiles and shakes her head as you continue to explain. And she's like...
Does Meryl notice that Nala's missing?
You guys are like talking about it, and I think at this point, Meryl, you would notice that Nala's gone, and the door to the bedroom is now open.
Oh my god. Okay. Meryl rushes in. Oh, Nala, hi. Are you feeling okay?
Oh dear. And she She pats your hand now that you've grasped on Nala, and she goes, "Let me go ahead and talk to your sister."
Yes.
Okay. Let me talk to her real quick. Yeah, I'll remember what you said though. But you remember what I said? Well, keep that to yourself. Not another word of it. Okay? Can you promise me that?
Okay.
All right.
Promise.
I'd feel much better about that. Well,
I promise.
Not another word about it. Okay, now. And she kind of literally like tries to shoo
Nala
you
looks
out.
really dejected as she leaves.
Meanwhile, like Anael pacing
Meryl
and
is rubbing
talking
her
to
temples
themselves
again.
about society's responsibility to care for the old and infirm, and like how this is practically eugenics, and like we can't allow this to go on. We should just kill the founders and let the people rise up or something.
Out
Just,
loud?
like,
Oh my God.
mumbling to themselves like out loud. Yeah. Just, yeah.
Nala joins Anael and listens.
What is Arya doing? I notice Arya's staring at a bookshelf right now.
She was just trying to see what kind of books and stuff were on it.
Oh, it speaks about its titles like the founders and effective techniques in wheat gathering, as well as one book on managing waste appropriately.
Oh, wow.
And then it also it is a book simply labeled Archimation is noticed. The Tower is also another book.
Shit. Okay. I only think I'm gonna get away with grabbing one of these because I know myself. What was that? Archimation?
Archimation, yes.
Have I ever heard that word before? Do I know what that means?
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like.
They're the low rolls I'm expecting.
Within your well of knowledge of Arcana, you have never heard of the name Archimation.
Rip.
Can
Rip the
I yoink it without the lady noticing, or like try to arrange the bookshelf so it looks like it wasn't taken or nothing's wrong?
Make a stealth check, please.
I'm very average today.
Well, you were very crit that other day, so.
That's true.
You kind of like slide the book out and kind of straighten it out, like you move all the books around in the hopes that maybe no one will notice. You see that the bookshelf itself very dusty within all of the various books that are around as well.
Neat. I'm just gonna I didn't do that.
Okay.
Wasn't me.
Meryl, as you walk into the room, she's like, "Oh, come here, dear, come here. I'm not certain what's wrong with your sister. She's saying very unsettling things."
I know. Like I said,
life outside the tower, that is not simply a thing. You know this.
I know. I've known that my
That
entire
world
life.
has ended so long ago.
Yes, it has. It's ended and it's gone forever.
I would be extremely cautious, dear, about that, and make sure she watches what she's saying. Because if she says it in front of someone that's a little too devout towards the founders, well, that's a very quick ascension chosen.
Yes, I know.
Good.
Thank you. It means a lot that you are so nurturing and worried for my family.
I understand entirely, dear. There's no worries.
I will try to keep her on a I was gonna say short leash, but she's a fox and that's kind of funny. I will keep an eye on her this afternoon. Thank you. And Meryl kind of heads out towards Nala and looks at her like, "What the fuck, dude? Straight up, dude. What the fuck?"
Sir Brett, can you do me a favor and type the word of the book that I found for me, just for my notes?
Yes.
I will be reading that later. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Meryl looks at Anael And then she looks at Nala.
What kind of mumbling? Yeah.
And Meryl says, we need to lay low. Meryl, the things that you are saying could get
Anael,
you ascended. No, I'm looking at Meryl. Or sorry. Oh my God. I'm looking at Anna and Nala. And it's because maybe I need to have my character's hair change colors. Yeah, I need to be blonde or something. I see two redheads and I'm like, who's who? Yikes. Anyway, she looks at Nala and she says, the things that you were saying are going to get you ascended. Do you want to be ascended, Nala?
Nala doesn't say anything. She just looks really, really angry. Like a child angry. Like, not like super angry, but like...
Yeah,
kind of
like pouting.
Yes, yeah.
Oh dears, don't mind me. I'm still in my room, but you know, we should be going here soon. Take your time though. I don't want to intrude. And she'll walk back into the room.
Meryl
I'm ready
grabs
to go.
Nala. Okay. I just want to say, Nala, I agree with how you feel. I'm just trying to be collected, calm and collected, if I can. Can we go? Are you gonna be okay?
Nala like does that thing that kids do where they're like and she just kind of gives a nod and then looks away. She can't. She's sulking. That's the word.
All right. Meryl calls into Charlotte and she says, I think we're ready to go.
All right. Everyone got their clothing on, their robes.
Yes.
What about you? Looks over at Arya. If you need the room to change, I understand.
She sighs and then goes in.
All right. Let's give her some privacy.
I really want to see some fan art of Arya in like oversized brown clothing.
Like a potato sack and a pair of shorts.
It's like some overalls with just proud straps of clothing all around. All right, Arya, you so what do you do while you're in the room?
She goes in to change, but she's gonna take a little bit longer because she's gonna skim over the book really quick.
So
she'll take like an extra like minute or two than she would normally need.
Do you know Elvish as you look in through the book?
Shit.
As you look, you immediately identify it. But you'll notice that there are some illustrations of the constructs that are outside. Some sketchings.
Oh.
But
okay,
it is
so I have a feeling
of an Elvish language.
Fun fact over the table, Meryl knows Elvish because she's half elf. Anyway.
Okay, neat. And that's it, and she'll begrudgingly change.
It's like that of like a schoolboy's outfit.
She hates it. She hates everything about this.
Oh, as you are. Don't you look delightful? And she'll go over and put a what appears to be like a brown jumper jacket over you. She's like, there you go. Don't you look nice? Pats your shoulders like a small child.
Maybe we should get going.
Yes, of course. Let's go ahead and take a 5 for bathroom and water. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys at 5:50 EST. And I'll deafen it during that time as well. All right. We're going to go ahead and take a small break. Feel free to stretch your legs, get some water. In the meanwhile, I want to let you guys know that we do have a Patreon page for all of our IO games. Your support of the Patreon allows us to pay for things like art. It allows me to maintain focus within the D&D world, and your funding is soon going to be going into some map making and music making as I continue to search out for some musicians and cartographers, things of that nature. We do have a music piece being worked on right now using the Patreon funding to help pay for that. So thank you guys so much for everyone that supports the Patreon. Make sure you guys check it out. And yeah, 16 mono, yeah, dude. 16. I know you're a music guy. If you are interested, send me a demo reel. I'm actually still looking for musicians. If you want to DM me through Twitter your music reel, I would love to hear it because I know you've done some things in some places. Maybe we'll yeah, I'm still looking for people to write pieces for this. So yeah, send me some information. But yeah, consider supporting the Patreon today. We have a variety of tiers from tier 3 all the way to a tier 300. So you are, yeah, feel free to check that out, see what works for you. And thank you to everyone that is supporting the Patreon thus far. If you also want to go the extra mile, feel free to subscribe to our Twitch channel, whether it's a Twitch Prime sub, a tier 1 sub, or otherwise. Again, all of your funding goes into making sure that we can do this full time. So thank you again for everyone that has supported, whether you have subscribed, whether you're part of the Patreon. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, I'm gonna go, we're gonna play some ads. I'm gonna go use the restroom and we'll be right back. All right, hello. Let me go and unmute.
Exposing me
Hi,
like
everybody.
this.
Hey.
Hello.
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 How are you all
Hello?
enjoying? I was very confused by that. How are you enjoying today's session so far?
I'm
It's
enjoying
terrible.
myself.
I want out. I want to live.
Ow!
All right, see ya. Get the fuck out.
I want a long rest. I
If
want
Meryl left,
unseen
we would
servant.
just try and kill everyone and die, probably.
I love it. Summer wanted their character to die. Little did they know I would kill their spirit.
Joke's on you. That's been dead for years.
Oh, she's stabbing at a corpse at this point. All right, are we all?
Thank God.
We're all back.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did you see my message in Discord, by the way, Brett?
Oh, I probably did not. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Wait, yes. Oh wait.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. What's? Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I had to
Yeah.
get. I had to get the time. I had to hammer that. Yeah. That's always a yes. So no
Okay,
worries
cool.
there.
Just making sure.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
So at this point,
Excuse me. Yes.
Charlotte would be like, "Get the fuck out of my way," and she'll shove past Meryl, and that didn't happen. But she does say, "Oh,
And
excuse
her
me, dear."
personality is so different all of a sudden.
Excuse me, dear. Well, let's go to the. Let's hear the sermon this way.
Okay.
Arya
Oh, what'd you
grabs Quiet's tail and death grips it.
I wonder how strong my tail is. I wonder if I could just lift you up with it.
That would be. I
Please.
don't.
How heavy is Arya?
I have it here. 1 second.
I don't think the tail would have the same grip strength as like an appendage, as a hand would.
Well, yeah.
All right. So, fun fact: Arya's 30.
Years old or 30 pounds?
30 years old.
Okay.
She's 2'8", and she's 38 pounds.
I might be able to lift that with my tail.
You would strain considerably, but yes, you would be able to lift her with your tail.
Oh,
Damn,
shit.
that's a strong tail.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like one rep, and then all right, I'm out. I need a protein shake.
Just imagine this 30-year-old being treated like a 7-year-old, though she's suffering.
Well, this fucking 30-year-old won't let go of my tail.
Everyone is. Yeah, everyone's kind of she walks around the corner. And you'll already see, over off in this distance, people are beginning to gather. Oh, it's already beginning to start. Up this way now. Now remember. Especially, where?
Oh, sorry. I zoomed.
No, she looks over for Nala specifically. She's like,
Oh.
where's she? Okay. No mention of forgetting, and especially no stories, she says, looking over at Nala.
No stories.
I won't tell a fake story. Smiles.
Nala's about to get up on stage with a microphone. You're being lied to!
Oh my god, please.
The founder's already here. Blessed day. Okay. Everyone
So that guy
gather-
looks considerably not in brown.
Oh, what? This guy?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. That is correct.
Wonderful.
You suck! Wear brown!
Yeah,
I gotta do
yeah.
it! But yeah, everyone kind of like begins to talk around, gather around over on what appears to be this marble platform. There seems to be a decorated altar with a fabric draped over it. And at this point, you kind of see people are bringing over. I can find. These are lizards.
Did you say lizards?
Yeah. You don't see lizards. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Cool.
oh.
All right.
Wow, neat. Wow.
Give me 1 second.
Wow.
Wow. That's pretty cool. I guess. Here, I'm just gonna do this.
What if they're reptilians, though?
What, the founders?
Yeah.
You're just looking at you see a giant lizard.
A conspiracy theory.
Yeah, you see a walking conspiracy theory.
If secretly the founders are all lizard people.
Probably. Just like real life.
Wow.
Baron Harkonnen looking ass.
Wow. Hold on one second. Sorry. I'm trying to. What is that? 1, 3. Oh. All right. Yeah. Frick. I have to import something that I forgot to do before, so I apologize.
I'm just gonna do a little jig that nobody can see.
Here. Arya's gonna play everybody a song while we wait.
Yes.
Nice.
Here, I got it. I got this.
That's over. You can't.
Oh no.
Can I use your bells and make Megalovania for when you get really mad?
I give you permission.
If you said no, I was gonna do it anyway.
Do it.
What's
Not
those?
without permission, dude.
Sacks of wheat.
Ah. He's got fat sacks.
All right. So,
Fat
thank you.
sacks?
Thank you for the. Yeah. So it's just large sacks of just filled with wheat. What is everyone doing currently once you guys get to your spot? Anything out of the ordinary, or are you just standing by and listening?
Watching at the moment.
I have my hand
I think Meryl
on.
is observing. Sorry, you go first, Anael.
I have my hand on the hilt of my greatsword, and like my knuckles are white from like holding it so hard, but I'm like very intentionally holding myself back from killing this person who looks like they're taking advantage of literally everyone.
Arya's hiding amongst her friends. They're like peeking through their legs.
Are they fat? Like, are they overweight?
The elder.
Wow, don't judge him based on his frame. Okay.
So this individual doesn't seems hardy, but not overweight. The founder definitely does appear to be a heftier form.
Okay.
He looks like
Meryl
he
is
has not
observing what
missed-
all the other townsfolk are doing.
Oh, they're
to
watching.
blend in.
They're just kind of like looking on, watching. You kind of see excitement on some of their faces.
Meryl's doing the same.
The elder will step forward. All right, everyone. The founder has come a long way from above and is ready to give the sermon. I have been permitted to say that the founder is very pleased with the work that we've done today. And everyone at this point begins to clap and cheer as you just hear just this audible, just like, you know, jovial attitude. So please listen close to the founder's sermon and the lessons that we can learn. Founder, please.
I saw that ruler.
What happened?
Yeah, I'm just measuring something. Don't worry about it.
Just Summer doing a ruler check to the guy on the stairs.
Wait, good point.
Don't mind me, just in case.
Oh, wait, what did I just do? Oh no.
At this point,
Wait.
Meryl projectily vomits out.
No.
All right.
Damn it. All right. Well. Anyway, just gonna...
He'll step forward at this point over to the altar. People of the Tarian district, I want to thank you for all the hard work that you've done today. Your founders are pleased with what you have accomplished for several weeks now. You have brought record bounties for us. As you know, it allows us to process food not only for the founders, but also for the other districts as well. We're extremely proud and pleased at all work you've done. I want to thank each and every one of you personally. You've taken the founders' lessons and sermons to heart. You've done wonderfully. Please. At that point, they kind of like slowly begin to clap as the chair, and the founder at that point encourages, please, absolutely. Such jovial attitude is just well deserved. I'm also pleased to announce, as you know, it is my responsibility as well as the founders from up above to research the great magics that we have learned, the technologies of the tower, so that we can further expand our production of foodstuff for you, the lovely people of the Tarian district. I'm happy to report that we have actually made quite a bit of improvements. And this may improve your food generation in the coming months. And as you know, the more food that we can produce, less people will be required to ascend, and we can continue to stabilize as a society. Thank you very much. And at that point, everyone begins to clap and cheer. He holds out his hand for a moment as if to silence the crowd.
I think Meryl can hear behind her like the audible sound of Anael grinding their teeth.
Now, of course, it is with sympathy, but of great fortune to announce the number of people we will require to ascend this week, so that your society may continue to be prosperous for the food that we have successfully been able to generate for your district. I'm happy to report that the number has gone down significantly, as it has in the couple of months, because of your persistence, your faith in us, and your hard, dedicated work. We only require the souls of 12 people to be ascended in the next week. I, of course, will leave it up to our esteemed elder. As he motions over to the elder kind of just like gives a solemn nod. We only require 12. I remember a time years back when that number was a lot more than that. When we required 50s, in some cases, in poor harvests, hundreds of people that would have needed to be ascended to maintain our flow. As you all know, as you continue to work, as you continue to build up and work out in those fields, you continue to learn what is needed to get the wheat that is required here. The great things to look forward to. The fewer people that we need to ascend. And I am happy also to announce we are considering allowing for more births to take place within this quarter, specifically this quarter. You all are a healthy stock of people that have done great wonders, keeping yourselves and the founders alive. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. And everyone begins to clap and cheer at this news. I mean, this is absolutely wonderful. Even you see Charlotte get a little excited, and she nods a little bit at this point. Yes.
Can I make a wisdom check to see a decision I want to make?
What?
Can I just do that?
Like roll a dice for like a personal decision? Yeah, you're free to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Did it go? I didn't see it go.
It didn't go. You may up there it is, an 18.
Okay, I restrained myself.
What
you see my hand move from the hilt of my greatsword to one of my throwing axes and then just like hesitate.
What is everyone doing currently?
Meryl is, I don't know. I guess she's honestly just really stressed, and she's just watching this in disbelief. She also has her hand on her scimitar.
Nala, quiet.
Watching still.
Okay. Nala.
Nala is watching.
And now
She doesn't look
Arya.
happy.
Arya, who I've noticed is making a couple steps forward.
Getting a better view. What do you mean?
All right. He will nod as the elder steps forward and said, yeah, well, everyone cheers. You see the elder just kind of step forward.
Thank you again, Founder. We appreciate all that you've done. Will you be joining us for the Ascension tonight? And of course, we will make sure that the 12 souls are ascended by your return next week.
The Founder at this point will kind of hold out both of his hands as the wheat slowly begins to vanish and disappear to where you are uncertain. As they just said, they slowly just begin to fade away. And he says, as much as it pains me so, I'm afraid that I must return on above. We will assure you that the food and the bread will, at this point, be given to your village. I shall first, of course, start with you, my dear friend. Behold! And at that point, he'll hold out his hand, and as he does so, you see a full loaf of this purplish blue bread appears in his hands. Everyone oohs and ahs as it then gives the bread to the elder, who then takes a bite.
Because, sorry, everything's disappearing, you said. Does it look like it's magic?
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like.
Okay.
If you are trained in that and aware of the Arcana arts. It does appear to be teleporting somewhere.
Okay, so it seems like the higher-ups have magic. Meryl takes note.
Oh,
Nala!
At least I got it out of the way. I feel like I always roll nat ones on D&D Beyond, and I don't roll them usually on Roll20. I think it's broken.
I think it's broken.
It's
I
a
really,
glitch.
So is he gonna hand out bread? Like, is he handing out bread to all the townsfolk?
So you will see here in a moment as he continues to state, and the elder takes a bite of the bread, continuing to hold it, kind of puts it under his shoulder at this point. I will ensure that your council, along with the elder, receives the bread. It will be distributed over the next day or two, so that everyone is properly fed. Yeah, again, I can't thank you enough for all the great work that you've done here. And now, of course, the chosen ones. I will be personally giving the 5 loaves of bread to you today. He holds out his hand, closes his eyes, and states, if you have been chosen, please come up here to the altar so that I may personally give you the bread. He will point at the following. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1 second. He will point at her. He'll begin to walk up to line up. She will point at him. One second. She will point at Charlotte.
No!
Who will then also walk up.
Oh, she's just getting bread. It's just personal bread.
Oh. Okay.
She will
Point at me.
She will point at Meryl, or he will point at Meryl.
Man.
And this gentleman.
Gosh, I was hoping it was gonna be me.
Well, maybe next week you'll be chosen.
Nah.
Please present me with your mark, dear,
Oh,
so that you will be
shit.
issued the bread.
shit.
At that point,
Oh no! What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Okay, I'll kill him for you. Don't worry about
at
it.
that point, she will hold up her hand, as it then reveals the back of the hand. You will actually witness a scar kind of begin to form on the hand. A circle, a vertical line, and 3 horizontal lines through that. I thank you.
Can I give myself that scar? Do I have time?
Can you illusion? Do you have minor illusion?
I don't have minor illusion. I'm looking for it right now. I don't have it.
Are you suggesting carve into your hand?
Yeah.
I mean, you're free to do
Fuck.
whatever you wish.
I think that'd be a little noticeable.
A little bit.
Yeah, I
I think
know.
I'll
Blood and all.
Wait. I've got an idea.
He gives her the bread. Continue to talk about this. Obviously, this is a timed
know.
event, so
Yeah.
you're
No,
free
it's
to
just
continue
like-
to do that.
Now let's slinks over to Meryl and uses her disguise kit.
Yes. Give me that shit.
Which has, I believe, like some makeup and other bits and bobs in it, and uses that to try and create the illusion of the scar on the hand.
Please show your mark
Can
of
I-
the founder.
I want to.
Can I use
rebellion so
inspiration
bad.
to make it more convincing? I
Go
don't
ahead.
know.
Go ahead and so what are you doing? You're using a minor illusion, or
Do you want me to roll for the disguise kit? I think you. Have
are you
to-
using a disguise kit? Yes, you'll have to roll for the disguise kit.
Yeah.
Meryl, you will not be doing an inspiration for this,
Ugh.
just because.
Fuck.
Oh,
What
actually,
do I?
no. I'll allow the inspiration. I apologize. Yeah. So in roll 20, in your inventory, you will click the disguise kit, and somewhere around there it should give you an option to.
In roll 20, do I have an inventory?
Or not
in
roll 20. I'm sorry. In D&D Beyond.
Yes. Okay. Disguise kit.
There should.
Use tool. Select ability.
Yep.
And I can choose which one I want to use on.
Yep.
Okay. I guess I'll use charisma.
Yep. That's fine.
And proficiency, half proficient, I guess.
Do you know if you're proficient in the disguise kit? If you have it, you're most likely proficient in it. So you just click the proficiency. Mhm.
Okay. Nick. I guess so then. All right.
Yep.
Okay. 20.
Oh, hell yeah.
Do you want to use the
I'm not gonna use
inspiration
the
to reroll?
inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think. Yeah. I think you can keep it. Save
Are
it
you-
for rainy
Yeah, I'll
day.
keep it.
He'll notice something's going on.
What are you doing? I need move forward. I want to get my bread.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
Richard, I just wanted to, congratulate my sister on being chosen today.
He dismisses you.
She lives.
Oh my god. I'm so stressed. This
Really?
session has made me so stressed.
He mutters under his breath. You decided now to talk to your sister. It's very important that the founder breaks bread with you.
I just honestly I ignore him straight up.
And he will, at that point, yeah.
Please bear the mark of the founder.
She'll hold
I-
the back of her hand.
Hand acts like in my hand, like out of whatever holster, but like under the cloak,
begins
and
to
I'm
glow.
just like, my hands are like twisting the handle of the axe and just like holding it. Oh God!
Step
But I'm not doing
forward.
anything.
Please bear the
I hold
mark
out.
of the founder.
I hold out my hand like Charlotte did.
He looks at it.
Now wait a minute.
Oh fuck.
He'll grab at your wrist and pull it forward towards it to examine.
Meryl clears her throat.
You feel the breath of his nose, like, on the back of your hand.
Hmm.
He'll
What's going on?
quiet, child.
Oh. Okay, she doesn't say anything.
He'll release your wrist, hold out his hand as a loaf of bread manifests itself, and he'll give it to you.
I was about to thunderwave him.
I've been prepared to kill this man since the moment we saw him.
Please bear the mark of the founder.
And he will also do the same. And yeah, and then walk away. And he'll nod at that point and says,
I understand that you have an ascension happening here within the next couple of hours. I would recommend that you attend. While the ascensions, of course, are optional, I always find it, when possible, comforting to know what is destined for all of us in our afterlife. And to hopefully be given some relief in knowing that it is not all that bad. Continue to work hard. I shall return here at the same time at the following week. I also would like to remind you that after your ascension, please return to your homes. As he looks up and you see the blue light orb that is above everyone is now a shift of yellow. As you will not have much time before the evening star comes.
Fuck, do I want to stir up shit or no?
Oh my god,
I could.
Please stir up shit.
he nods at that
Please.
point. Thank you. And he'll begin to walk away, and everyone begins
As he
to cheer.
starts to walk away when he's still within my range, so like right here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna speak into his head, but like I'm ducking down behind my friend, so of course like he can't see me. People don't see me move my mouth anyways. And she's just gonna go,
You'll be with the Ascended too soon.
Hell yeah.
He stops in his track.
Oh yeah.
He looks
Holy
around.
shit.
A silence falls over the area. As everyone's wondering what he's doing, he's kind of eyeing everybody at this point.
I've got like half moons of my own nails in my palms from trying to behave.
He walks up and he motions the elder,
Oh no.
and he'll whisper something. The elder kind of like goes back, like just moves his body back a little bit in shock, and he'll nod. And the elder then gives a nod. As the man will then, the founder will look forward.
You know, I have decided that perhaps I shall witness the ascension. It has been some time since I have shared this moment with each and every one of you.
I'm gonna kill this guy.
And I wish to join you in such a ceremonious affair.
Everyone just kind of like looks around and not shocked, but like this is wonderful. This is a tremendous event. You know, the founders are so busy, and now they're taking time to join us in such a sacred moment. You know, and so they cheer again. He nods and holds out his hand, but you can Arya, specifically you, Arya, you can tell that he is trying to eye everybody in the area and just looking around at this point.
I'm gonna tell you, Brett, I'm very much not concealing the look of I would like to murder you on my face.
Nala's also slinked up, as if she's got that Nala look on her.
This is the barely restrained rage of a barbarian that's on my face right now.
Arya will say one more thing to him. Nah, never mind. I'll leave it at what I said. I was gonna be a cheeky little shit.
Already have been. It's great.
You're right.
Anael, Meryl,
Yeah.
and Nala.
No.
You are uncertain if it is paranoia But you feel as he's like eyeing the crowd, his looks seem to linger at the three of you a little too long for comfort, but not a moment more. Quiet, what are you doing?
Quiet is like posted up kind of in the back, just surveying everything. And he's kind of like not so much confused as to why we're taking so much stake in this, but like just kind of neutral right now, I guess.
Yeah.
Until we really figure out more of what's going on. Like, he has a bad feeling, but he's still like staying out of it, kind of.
He holds his hand out again. Oh, go on.
Sorry.
Oh, please.
Meryl turns around, like, to not face him, and kind of just looks at Anael and is like, maybe we should head back soon.
I will, like, if you say maybe we should head back, I take it as, like, permission that I can exit this situation and just start, like, stomping out of the courtyard back towards the only place we've been, which is Charlotte's house. I will, like, practically, like, running almost, just, like...
All right. Meryl doesn't leave right away, but she just kind of remains facing in Anael's direction.
Okay. I would say Arya, Quiet, and Nala would notice that the founder would take note. Meryl wouldn't, because Meryl's back is turned. But the founder would make note of Anael leaving the area. Like his eyes kind of like linger over in that direction.
Nala's looking a little bit concerned, into panic, and she steps forward one more to try and draw more attention to her rather than Anael leaving.
We're overcompensating. This is not good.
He will look forward. Before your ascension, I haven't had this conversation in a while with each and every one of you, but perhaps a speech, one of my final sermons, may be necessary for what is around here. I understand that our chosen roles in life can be, I think that's Anael punching a wall.
I'm destroying the furniture in Charlotte's house.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Anael!
I'm mad!
You all don't know that.
Oh my god.
He will mention, sometimes, especially for those that are more youthful, people feel their given role in life can be unfair, unjustified, and they want to stand up and rebel. And while these feelings sometimes are natural with our given roles, I can even express the frustration of my youth growing up in the role that I'm at. That sometimes it does feel unfair. It makes us scared. It makes us nervous. And unfortunately, it makes us do things that not only harmful to ourselves, but harmful to our society as a whole. These feelings of rebellion will pass. I forgive you for it, my children. But please know and understand, we all have a role to play if we all are going to live. And even one squeaky wheel can make the entire cart fall apart. It is the way that we do. It is why we do the things that we do. Hundreds and years of tradition must be maintained. Order must be maintained. And we will do everything in our power to do so. I am responsible for the lives of those up on above, as I am responsible for your lives here. You live through glorious moments. You are well fed. You are sheltered. And you are not outside the tower like the beasts that ravage each other outside these walls. Remember this, and always take a moment to be thankful for your bouts in this life. And everyone just kind of like nods solemnly at this point in time, as he will then clear his throat. May we witness the ascension now, Elder. And the Elder just he nods at this point. He's like, yes, let's go. All right. Yeah, at this point, he's going to turn around and continue to walk around. What's everybody doing?
Meryl's kind of waiting for Charlotte.
Piercing daggers in his eyes as he's looking around at people.
He'll, if you're not obvious about it, he'll take a moment to look at you and walk by.
She's pretty obvious about it.
Yep. And then he will continue to walk. You'll notice that he speaks to the Elder. As Charlotte will nod and goes, "Oh, what a fabulous sermon." Begins to walk.
Well, you got bread. Congratulations.
Oh, you too, dear. That's absolutely wonderful. To give an extra sermon and have the founder join us for an ascension. This is delightful. This is absolutely wonderful.
Wait, are you gonna reach up for a little piece of bread?
Yeah.
Oh, she will look and say, perhaps give your daughter a piece when we're inside. It's very important that each loaf is per person. We're not allowed to share.
Yeah, Meryl looks at Arya and says, "Just give me a moment."
Where did your friend? Where did your friend go? The blue one.
They were feeling a little emotional, so I think they went back to your place. Maybe we should head that way.
What? Well, I'm going to the Ascension. You're free to go with me if you'd like.
I think I'm gonna go back to your place if that's okay.
Of course. Yes, feel free. You'll notice that she walks over and says, quiet. Are you coming to the Ascension?
I will join my friends.
Of course. Nala, what are you doing?
No, just quaking with, I guess, adrenaline, excitement, fear, all kinds of things, waiting for the guy to come back. She's probably seemingly not going to leave.
Little bitch. There he goes.
There he goes.
Out of range.
There you go. I'm out of range. Fuck shit. God damn it.
Oh, and Arya, little one, would you like to go to the Ascension? I understand your mom has went away, but you're free to join me if you'd like.
She kind of like plays up the little girl thing for a second, and she'll like run over and grab Quiet's leg.
Oh, of course. Nala, this could probably be vital and important for you.
I will go.
Oh, very good. Very good. This will help jog your memory. Now, it's very important to remain quiet when we're there. Okay?
I understand.
Quiet's ears perk up when she says that.
Oh, sorry, dear. All right. Well, we'll see you at the house, okay? Make yourself comfortable. She'll nod over to Quiet and to Arya.
Quiet will nod back.
As, she'll begin walking up to the north.
Don't
Yes,
like that Nala's going by herself.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so I-
Anael had literally stormed back to the only house that they had, like that was private, Charlotte's house, and then like as soon as they walked in the door, just started throwing furniture around, basically.
You are so lucky I know how to mend.
And I think that like by the time you get back, because y'all took a extra moment talking with Charlotte or whatever, they've kind of like worked it out a little bit and are sitting like, I don't know, on the floor or leaning against the wall with like their head in their hands.
Brooding.
And just like heavily breathing.
Meryl comes in and she goes, Anael, what did you do? Charlotte was kind to us, and you destroyed all of her stuff.
Better this than what I wanted to.
Okay, fine. If this is what you have to do to work stuff out. And then Meryl starts
They're practically
to mend.
slaves, Meryl. How could you just be okay with that?
I'm not okay with it. If you think I'm okay with it, you don't know me. I'm just trying to be smart about how we go about fixing things. She says as she's fixing things in the house.
That single founder and how many of these field workers? We kill him and then they can divvy up the wheat themselves.
We don't know how many founders there are behind closed doors. And what about those stone golems? We don't know if they have power over them.
I'll kill them all.
No, you won't. You can only kill so much. I know that you're very strong. I know that, but we are outnumbered because we don't know how many people there are. So we need to stay calm and collected, and then we can kill them all, okay? Meryl's just mending.
This will take some time.
Yeah, I know.
So Charlotte and Nala are going to the north. Quiet and Arya, what are you two doing?
So Quiet will start heading back. I assume Arya behind him.
Yeah.
And we're gonna move in, but like as we get to about here, I want to kind of veer off and I want to sneak through and kind of go up there too, but like a little more unseen to see things.
I like it.
Like I basically want to go to the Ascension, but stealthed.
Okay. That works. All right. Go ahead and do the following.
Do you want to come, Arya? We can party.
Oh yeah, Arya, are you going? I assumed you were, but if you're not, just let me know.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
With the robe, so does Nala's tail poke out the back of it, or does it look like she's got some real booty?
A lumpy butt.
I need to know.
I'll leave that up to you because the robe is long enough. But if you want the to be, the thing is, if the tail is poking out, that means your entire backside of the robe is now open and exposed with much leg.
Okay,
but if you
packing junk in the trunk.
Yeah, but if you want to hide it, then yeah, there's definitely some junk, some junk in the trunk, I would say.
Okie dokie.
Arya will tell Quiet mentally. Where's my voice changer? Goddamn.
Going to identify the bread. Don't trust it.
Quiet will nod, and then I guess they'll break off.
Okay.
And he will go.
I made myself wide. No.
Arya wide. Arya wide.
People wide. Happy.
Arya wide. All right.
Soylent Green is people.
Spoilers, dude.
Sorry.
Spoilers from 40 years ago. So
True.
at this point, 1 second, I need to see. Yeah, the Elder's gonna be joined. Also-
Wide Aria creepy smile. That's a good one.
All right.
Wide Aria Omega Kek Happy Champ hands.
Ooh.
Okay, so Charlotte will begin to walk. At this point, I will say that Quiet is stealth at the building, so no one can see that.
Sneaky boy.
This way, dear. Now, it's very important. When the ceremony begins, you remain quiet. Holds up her and look away, but be sure to look away and cover your eyes when I tell you as well. There's going to be a bright light.
Okay.
And I don't
I
want
understand.
I don't want you to hurt yourself. Good, dear. She'll say kind of like in like a definitely like an anxious tone, but we'll still continue. All right, dear, this way. Come on. Come on now. Come.
Are these that I'm next to like are these the roofs of like houses or something?
Yeah, they're the roofs of houses. So you're like underneath in the shadow.
Yeah,
Oh
sure.
no, it's Dolores. No.
It's the what?
It's Dolores.
Yep, that's Dolores over there.
No. Not Dolores.
Stop crying. Keep those emotions down, dear. Keep those emotions down. We must be respectful of our traditions. Come, dear. This way. You see Dolores at this point that you can assume in a brown robe. She's laying on what is an altar. Plenty of flowers around as everyone is looking and observing the ongoing ceremony. The elder and the founder appear to be in the back, talking with each other a little bit. Very, very hushed tones, very quiet.
Quiet. Get in there.
Haha, I get it.
The elder priest will begin to walk around. I wish to thank everybody that has come here today for what is a very important moment in all of our lives.
This guy. He's old.
We have brought before you all Dolores here. He holds her hand and smiles, and she has a couple of tears kind of like going down her face. In a moment of ascension, Dolores, you have nothing to fear. It is my duty as the priest of Ascension to make sure that you experience no pain. In fact, you will be placed in such a great, comfortable state that you will feel the bright light of the Ascension that I'm sure you've seen many times before. It'll feel warm, like a mother's embrace. It'll warm your body, and you will be here, and then you won't be. You're going on a journey, Dolores. So please, if you can, lay here on the altar. And at that point, Dolores kind of nods as she shaking a little bit. She lays back on the altar like it was a bed. He nods and he'll place a hand over, cover her eyes as it shifts it.
Brett,
Yes.
am I allowed to cast any my second level spells, or do I have to wait for my long rest before I can do that?
You'll have to wait for your long rest for the second level.
Understood.
For any spells you would have learned at second level.
Okay.
So. Is anyone doing anything at this point before continuing?
Nope.
All right.
No.
Covering her eyes, you will see the priest motion his other hand in kind of like a circle in the air as he's muttering something under his breath. And you will see a magic go off. 1 second. I have to make a roll. Yes. And then you will see Dolores' body kind of like it was up and then it kind of falls limp a little bit. Visibly you can see she's still alive, breathing. She just appears to be in a very deep slumber. We shall now begin the ascension. As he holds up his hands and closes the eye, he begins muttering something underneath his breath, as if casting some sort of incantation. At this point, naturally, you see everyone begin to like look away or cover their eyes, and Charlotte does the same. And Nala, at this point, you will see Charlotte mutter, "Now, look away now, dear."
Nala brings her hands up to cover her eyes, but opens her fingers so that she can see fully through her fingers. But it appears to anyone else that she's hiding.
Understandable. A flash of a very bright white light fills the circle through the area and begins to peek outside the building as well. Arya and Quiet. Quiet, what are you doing when you see this light? Do you stare forward? Do you look away? What are you doing?
I wince at it, that's for sure.
Okay. I need Constitution saves from Quiet and Arya.
Arya's not here.
Or not Arya, Nala. My apologies.
Sure.
So I need Nala and Quiet to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The two of you feel a very stinging sensation from the eye, as if this light is literally so blinding as it begins to sear into your retinas, but your eyes stay stable. After about, I would say 15 seconds of time, you kind of hear this loud, bright noise humming out, and the searing white light. And the light finally fades. The noise dims. And she is gone.
Can Nala recognize like any type of magic that was? Like if she's gone, does she think that maybe it could be like a teleportation or...
You are free to make an Arcana check.
I will also make an Arcana check after seeing that.
Okay.
Oh,
wow. Nala, you see that you identified the spell as an amplified light spell.
So it didn't actually do anything? It was just light?
Correct.
Where's the body? Oh, it's gonna be like the body fell into a hole and they just did a bright light so no one would be able to see that they just dumped her into the sewers. Okay, good to know. Nala's really chewing her lip now.
Nods.
I would have never ever thought of that in my life.
Yeah, well, she's like laying on this like altar, right? Like they've done this bright light to distract everybody and to conceal what they're actually doing, to make it look like some kind of higher magic so that everyone's peaceful about this ascension, but really they're just dropping them in a giant pit that leads all the way to the bottom. There's probably like a mountain of bodies underneath this altar. I'm calling it.
Oh, I love Body Mountain. That's my favorite ride at Disney.
It's definitely like a trapdoor or something. I'm calling it.
He, at this point, the priest opens his eyes and nods. Thank you once again, my dear friends, for joining us for this ascension. She has now ascended. Her life, while her life is over, the aftermath will be blissful and peaceful. We must remember this. And everyone nods at this point before they all begin to begin to step away and leave.
As people come closer, Quiet will kind of swoop back in to the trees and move back down.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
not wanting to be seen.
Come, Nala. Time to return.
Nala nods and follows quietly.
Yeah. So you two will return back to the house. Is that all right with you, Nala?
Yes. Nala just follows like a.
Please tell me
like
I'm
a
done
robot right
mending.
Yep. Quiet. You will see people leave the temple grounds. Is there anything in particular that you're doing?
Yeah, they're not gonna empty out, are they?
Maybe they're slowly emptying out.
I think I'd like to wait, and if everybody ends up leaving, I wouldn't mind snooping around a little bit.
All right. I would
Well,
say.
no, you know what? My Arcana check wasn't good. I wouldn't have that knowledge. Never mind. I'm going back.
Okay.
I am unfortunately two-dimensional brained.
Too thick. All right. Let me move everybody into the house.
Okay.
I will. I see Nala just moving.
Hi.
Sorry.
Welcome to my tree.
At this point in time, I will say that you have successfully mended everything. Meryl.
Yay! I'm so good at this. Nothing ever happened.
Arya, when you return, what are you doing before everyone comes back in?
I went up. I probably would have gone up to Meryl and just put my hands out.
Okay, and I give her the bread.
It's gonna go to the corner and she's gonna start casting Identify.
Okay.
Secretly, like under her little, like under her giant fucking little sack she's wearing.
This will be happening while everyone's at the Ascension, by the way.
Yep.
After a minute, you will identify that this is a magical source of bread that provides, when consumed, even in pieces, it's a very dense magical bread. It provides sustenance for an entire week when fully consumed.
So it's like a good berry, but on acid.
Yes, that is a good description for it.
Okay.
A lot of strange magic has gone into this bread.
Do I get any spell that's affecting it?
Like currently at this point?
Yeah, because I think that's what Identify does. Is you get like any spells that are affecting it.
Right. No, there's no current spell that's happening right now to the bread. Whatever magic has been done with this bread is already fulfilled.
I hate it. I go hand it back to her.
Yeah. At this point, I would say Nala and Charlotte will come back in, and Charlotte will close the door. Well, Nala, how did you feel about that? Is your memory coming back to you now?
Nala is gonna stand in front of the door, and she's gonna take a deep breath.
I think we need to have a talk.
Oh, not this again.
I need you to understand.
Sorry, no. Meryl steps forward and she says, "What did you see at the Ascension, Nala?"
Charlotte, this might be really confusing for you, and I understand. But I want you all to listen to me. At the Ascension, Dolores was placed upon an altar, and the priest, he didn't use any Ascension magic. He just casted light
And just to show Charlotte that she knows what she's talking about, Nala casts her cantrip lights on her tail like she does.
Charlotte
They're
steps.
lying to you.
Charlotte steps back.
You know the magics of the founders, dear.
I
Yeah.
know a lot more.
You have the blood of founders with you.
No.
My dear, what are you doing down here at this level? You should be upstairs.
They're
Charlotte-
lying to you, Charlotte.
Charlotte, we
What they did
have
to
a lot to
Dolores.
tell you.
They murdered her. She didn't ascend. They're tricking you. They're all tricking you.
I
Meryl,
don't know what this
Meryl
means.
kicks a chair and breaks it and then starts to mend it. To show that she also has magic.
She steps back in a corner and is looking between Meryl and Nala.
I use Mage Hand to tap on her shoulder.
She looks around, seeing the tap, and then just sees Arya.
Quiet just shrugs.
Aww.
Charlotte.
And Meryl says, Charlotte, we have a lot to explain to you, but what Nala said before was true. And if Nala is saying that all the priest did was cast light, I do really think that you guys are being lied to.
She will look at everybody and just everything that's happened. And she's looking around, and you see a sweat begin to form on her head. And she's like,
Nala reaches to grab her hands to be in a comforting kind of way.
oh, she smacks it away immediately. And she's like, She begins to walk forward a little bit and opens the door. You need rest. I need rest. No.
What door is she opening?
The bedroom door?
The bedroom door. And she's
okay.
slowly
I,
walking
I
forward.
would be blocking the one to go outside.
Right, she's not going
Nala
outside.
already-
You need to stay in. The evening star's coming. You can't be out in the streets. Just I need you to stay here for the but I need you to leave in the morning. I don't know what this is. I don't know what you are.
I'm really sorry, Charlotte. But
It's gonna hurt you.
we care about you, and we don't want anything to happen to you. Is she shitting? What is this?
She's having a heart attack, brother.
And she holds her chest and immediately at that point passes out on the floor.
Oh my god!
We killed the woman out of pure shock.
Okay. I have a spell slot.
Well, I must pause that, as that is how I'm ending today's session.
One spell slot saved. I went to save her. I couldn't save 10, but I'll save
You have literally
Dude, imagine
honored the
imagine
world
that-
of an old woman and have given her a heart attack.
You just walked up to an 80-year-old woman as Harry Potter and said, "Look what I can do," and then blew something up.
I gave her a heart attack.
I mean, technically,
Fuck, that's
you,
so funny.
Meryl, and Arya gave her a heart attack.
Worth.
Arya
Worth it.
feels nothing.
Yeah.
It was the hand.
This woman talked down to her as a child. Arya knows her no respect.
Oh my-
No, she was taking care of us. I feel awful.
So,
She treated her as a child.
So, what do you guys think of today's session? Did you guys enjoy yourself? Big RP session?
Yes.
I
Yes.
want to murder more, please.
I mean, you can murder whoever you wish to. It's honestly up to you at this point. I mean, it's D&D. You can do it. You can take a shit in the corner if you want. We just live out the consequences of that.
Meryl continues to take a shit in the corner.
Okay, thank you.
I take a long rest after I find out if she's dead or not.
At
I
least, at least now we have a safe house.
Wow.
True.
It's perfect. I
True.
love it.
It's all ours.
On the plus side, we got a house now.
Free real estate.
Free real estate.
We're property owners. Bro.
Yeah, we're property owners.
So good. Well, I'm glad
Oh God, we
you
have to
guys.
pay taxes now. God,
I'm,
that sucks.
as long as you work in the fields, you should be fine.
Nah.
Well, thank you guys so much. It's a good session. Good session. I hope you guys all enjoyed yourself. I'm looking forward to next week when the warm body of Charlotte will be collapsed on the ground, and just see what the heck you guys do at that point. So we'll see what happens. Before I wrap up, I want to kind of have everyone take a moment and let the audience know what you got going on. So Blue, what you got going on in your neck of the woods that you'd like to tell the fine people out there?
Oh my goodness. Well, I am taking a little break for the holidays. But when I come back, you can expect I've been playing The Long Dark, which is super fun. It's like a survival game that if you haven't played, it's just really, really well done. And probably more Dead by Daylight and maybe Among Us, but like that's kind of my shtick. I don't have any other roleplay shows yet, so like
You just need more, just like you're tapping at your arm.
I know, right?
Djarii, what you got going on?
I'm playing a whole bunch of WoWs at the moment. I'm on that old bullshit.
I think I officially quit WoW last week, so
That's fair. Yeah, I wish I had your ability. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, no, I'm still on that grind. So
D&D, yeah, D&D is taking up my life, and I prefer that over WoW anyway. So
that's fair. That's fair. I did wonder how the hell you were going to fit it all in, frankly.
Well, I knew WoW was going to be a temporary thing before I inevitably fell behind in something, and I went, all right, I'm
Time
good.
to focus again. Yeah.
Yep.
I know that feels.
Kooly, what you got going on?
Well, tonight I'm playing Among Us with a really stacked group. So if you guys are doing nothing in 2 hours, please stop by my stream. But other than that, like I have been getting back into cosplay pretty hard.
Snap.
Which I have on Instagram and like TikTok and Twitter. And then on stream, I've just been playing a heck of a lot of Among Us and Dead by Daylight. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Summer, what you got going on?
Well, I'm busy with D&D as always. But I've been playing Omori recently, so because I've been supporting that game for 6 goddamn years.
Yep.
And it finally came out, and I'm playing the shit out of it. Was it worth waiting 6 years for? Probably not. But you know, it's still good.
That's good.
I'm enjoying it. I heard you wanted to play it.
At some point, yeah, because it hasn't been like a hard interest like you probably had, but I definitely was like waiting for it because it looked like it would have been a good game. And then I was looking at my watch like, oh, it's been like several years now since and I keep forgetting about it. So yeah, I'm glad that finally came out. Tate, what you got going on?
Final Fantasy 14 mostly, just kind of vibing
on 14.
Yeah, new raids came out down those. I think we got like top 30. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And had my birthday the other day, so I'm still recovering from that.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Birthday.
Everyone can follow everybody's Twitch. It's over an ! Tower. Go ahead and give all our lovely players a follow. And guys, thank you so much. Fun session as always. Then we'll continue next week, okay?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you guys then. Have a lovely week.
Take it easy.
Thank you guys.
I'm never coming back. So,
nah, you'll be back. They all
So
come back.
May the demons bless you.
Oh my god, I gotta go. I'm too scared.
all right, bye.
Bye, guys. All right, everybody. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed today's stream. Be sure to follow me on Discord and join our Discord. Follow me on Twitter. Join our Discords. The IO Discord specifically is right over here. You can join the World of IO Discord. Talk spoilers, fan art, all sorts of stuff. You can go ahead and post right there. Thank you for everyone for participating in today's stream. It's been a lot of fun. Also want to let everybody know, for those that didn't know, we have a Patreon. Head over to our Patreon and you would be able to financially support all of the World of IO games. You can donate as little as $3 a month, all the way up to $300 a month, depending on how generous you're feeling. And with a variety of rewards, MP3s of campaigns, the GM's notes, my notes, maps that I'm working on, art that's being developed, all sorts of things. We've also included new segments where I, in my DM knowledge, will create a magic item for you, up to the point where I will even create a monster encounter for you for your D&D games. And you are free to allow that to be something that can be used in the world of IO or for your own personal use. Completely up to you guys. So thank you so much for being a part of it. I want to give a special shout out to our big sponsors, including Links or Homage, Lopar Panda, Julius Shark, The Hug Hunter, and Starter Pack. Thank you guys so much for your big support into the world of IO. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Also, tomorrow at 4 p.m. EST is going to be Under IO, so same time as this session. So if you made it to this session, be sure to head over to that one. That stars Whoops, Lawman, Gmart, Octo, and Zarina. So make sure you guys go over there, check it out. They're actually fighting one of the final bosses of one of my offline campaigns right now. So it is. It's getting a little wacky over in Under IO, so definitely check that out. It's really cool so far, and they're a great group of people, and I enjoy DMing them every week. If you can't make it tomorrow, we have Goblins of IO, which is, I would say, our most popular D&D campaign, the World of IO series. They have encountered a Goblin Paladin that they're facing off against. So that should be a good fight for Wednesday. That's at 7 p.m. EST. So be sure to go ahead and check. They've got a lot of D&D going on this week. So be sure you hit that follow button if you are brand new to the channel. We may be streaming later today. If we do, we'll be playing Stardew Valley. We're chilling. We're working on a farm in fall. It is a Stardew Valley hard mode farm. What that means is we are... So for those that play Stardew Valley, a new map 1.5 just came out, so we're on already a pretty challenging map, but we have set the profit so that everything I sell, I only make 25% of the money. So yeah, be sure to, if you want to stop by later tonight, if I end up streaming that, you're more than welcome to stop by and come over and do all that. I would love to see each and every one of you. All right, guys. That's it for me. Thank you so much again for watching. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next stream. Have yourselves a good day. Bye-bye.